Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gregtech, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So I've done a little bit of work since the last episode. Over here, I have set up an initial HV line. I put in this medium voltage transformer because I stole the gas turbine that was powering my farms, stuck it here, and I charged up 4 of the lithium batteries. I had this quirky thing. So what I did was I went over to that rock salt spot and I plopped down my miner. Let's see here. I plopped down the miner in this corner right here in order to pull out from these 4 things, and I was able to get a stack and a half each of spudamen and lepidite ore. And so I did a little bit of calculation, and I was able to take the spudamen and grind it up and then thermal centrifuge it. And then along with the thermal centrifuge, I ended up doing 20 of the lepidite ore, and then down here I jury-rigged a basic ore washing machine and was battery powering it in order to ore wash the 40 lepidite, crushed lepidite that I had. And the combination of those 2 things, along with putting stuff through the advanced electrolyzer, I even have a little left over, I was able to get enough lithium dust to make 1 of the large lithium batteries here. I then plugged it in, and I started running everything else through the macerator in order to get the 10% chance at more lithium. And through that process, I was able to make all 4 of my large batteries out of lithium, and even have a little bit left over. 17 plus 7 small piles there got me a bit more aluminum and a bit more silicon dust, so that will be helpful later on. If you look in my inventory, I have a mess of animal parts. What I did was I decided to spend, I had 9 stainless steel dust left. I used 5 of it and made this butchery knife, and then I went on a rampage running around. I ran down here, up and around, up through this area, and then over here, and basically was wiping out every cow I found, shearing and then killing every sheep I found, and you'll notice that I got 2 cow trophies. So I have not completed the quest yet, although I am extremely close. Right now I'm missing the 100 leather and the 100 raw beef together. I got the wool and the cotton, and I already had the pork chops and feathers and raw chicken just from the animal farms when I was initially trying to get my leather in order to make backpacks. So the long and short of it is I am going to move from this base here up to this area here, and I've got a few things planned out. I have nothing moved yet, but I've got a few things planned out for what I want where in order to build the base up. But before I do that, I wanted to make backpacks, and the backpacks require leather, and I figured, well, if I was going out and getting leather, I may as well try and complete that last quest. So I have here 2 swords, and the 2 swords can be combined in this guy right down here. I can put in a cow trophy and a sword, and I will get out a stack of leather. That will complete this quest. So my animal farm quest is finally done. Rather than get the 3 loot bags, I am going to go for the unstable mattock. And the nice thing about the unstable mattock is that I can now take that and I can replace it in the forestry farm, and then I can run around with my healing axe and make sure that I constantly have food. Now I want to do that with both of these because I am going to make use of the wool and the leather in order to make tanned leather, and the tanned leather I want to use in order to make more backpacks, because the backpacks will then help me to move all this stuff. I realize I made a mistake. I originally had like 4 of these dollies, and I threw 3 of them away and let them rot after a 5-minute timer, and now I'm realizing, hey, if I'm gonna move, it would have been nice to have those so I could put stuff in diamond chests, grab 4 dollies worth of diamond chests and haul them over to the new base, and instead now I am stuck with making a bunch of backpacks. Not that that's terrible, just that that's what it's gonna be. So that's my plan. One other bit of update here. I was able to get that right there, that yellow right there is blaze reed. My wither reed crossed with a normal plain sugarcane reed finally mutated and gave me the blaze reed. I am still fighting with this gold oreberry bush growing so that I can try and get the Aurelia. And I do have my magic metal berries. Oops, my magic metal berries have grown to 3 and 4, but I can't seem to get them to crossbreed and give me more. So these guys will probably stay here. I'll probably come back periodically so that I can try and get them to crossbreed again so that I can start moving over those crops. But otherwise, I am going to start moving some of the other crops that I've got 3 of and start trying to harvest seeds from them and then start moving them over as well. So yeah, that's probably going to be most of my day today, is getting all this stuff moved, because you can see it's quite a bit of things. Hopefully I can get all that moved and start building up the new base, and I look forward to seeing you then. Alright, I am back once again. Basically, since I started recording the last video, basically 2 days have passed. It is now Christmas Day, which is why my boxes are still looking all Christmassy, whereas the video I recorded last time was the morning of Christmas Eve. I moved all of my stuff from the old base over to this new base, with the exception of my automation of diesel and my EBF. Those 2 items are still sitting back at the old base. I have also been working to get all of my plants brought over. I now have a backpack full of a bunch of plants. There were only a couple of plants that I couldn't get a second, or I didn't get a second one of before I gave up and came back here. Live root, let's see here, eye bulbs, and that's pretty much it. The rest of these guys all over here were one-offs that I got while I was trying to get these duplicates for the eye bulbs and the live roots, as well as all the rest of these. I have several good ones in here that I'll definitely be making use of: the Galvania, the Copon, stickreed, blaze reed, yeah, just a bunch of stuff all brought over. I haven't started my floating island yet. I've been primarily working on getting power up and running again here. So down here in this room, I have my benzene set up. I need to upgrade these pipes from the small brass item pipes to the regular brass item pipes, because they just don't run fast enough otherwise. I've also got my 2 farms started. I've got them at least built. I don't have them powered or water to them yet or anything. I do have here on the Oreberry peanut one on the top level, I have the peanuts set up and ready. So I do have that. And then the last thing that I've been doing is, basically getting stuff set up. There's my portal to the nether. There was my original entrance outside. I've currently got it blocked with sand because I just had a blood moon go through. My ore storage currently. This is going to be where I'm going to do diesel and biofuel. Basically, I can run the seeds from there over to here. I'll probably also do the glow flower stuff. I'll probably run it over here as well so that I can centrifuge out the redstone and gold. And then over here is going to be my Project Red storage. Again, my observation deck it's all the way up at level 100, so that'll give me a nice high view. And then I've carved out this little bit here that will eventually go towards being where my EBF will be. It'll be in here as opposed to up there where the waypoint dot is. But it is very nice to be able to run up and down this path here. Oh, and then one last thing. You probably saw that little bit of a tunnel. That tunnel right there is going to be where I'm going to run my Project Red wires. They'll come out, they'll come through this main hallway thing, and that way I can run them up into the Project Red storage. I can run them up into the biodiesel area. Basically just trying to have a nice underground area where all of my piping and stuff can go. So that will be handy to have as I run the pipes to and from everywhere. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a lot of progress, but I mean, I moved all of these boxes worth of stuff. That is the one other thing I haven't moved over is my drawers that currently house my Project Red stuff. That and the automation is back over at the previous base. But I have all this stuff going, slowly getting stuff set up as I can. Right now my primary focus being power, and then soon afterwards I'll start getting these automated farms up and running. So yeah, I will probably catch you guys tomorrow. It's running a bit late, so I will catch you again next time. And I'm back for one last little bit. I figured before I tore down what was left of my base, which is just the EBF, my automation, and my Project Red stuff, and then the few, well, my oil, and then the few plants that I have over here, and my Railcraft tanks that are up there. What I did is I decided that I was going to have 4 advanced coke ovens. So rather than tear down this whole setup, since I'm already making diesel fuel and everything, I instead decided to come over here and work on making the rest of the stacks of netherrack brick. I also have my coke oven bricks so that I can make those advanced coke oven bricks and basically just finish wrapping up making 3 more of those advanced coke ovens, which will turn out to be 4 in total, 3 being benzene and 1 being toluene for explosives, because to get into Galacticraft you're going to need a lot of explosives in order to make the compressed plates, I believe. At least that's what I am being led to understand. I haven't unlocked that area yet. I still have basically, I haven't even done the wafers yet, which is using the reinforced glass on regular wafers. So my understanding is that I need the implosion compressor in order to do that, and so I wanted to go ahead and get those advanced coke ovens up and running before I took the rest of this setup down. Now the idea is once I have these guys all cooked up in the EBF, I am going to take cans and I'm going to salvage as much of this stuff as possible. So I've got this 64 buckets of, well, I'm sorry, it's not 64 buckets. That is an incredible number of buckets, since each polyethylene is only 144. It's actually an ingot size, not a 1,000 like a bucket size. So I'm going to save all of that. I'm going to try and save as much of the ethylene that's in here. One of the things I want to do back in the other base is I want to set up a separate ethylene setup so that I have the ethylene available for making the PTFE, which will be coming up shortly. And then some of the other stuff I want to set up a little bit differently so that it's not all stacked up in one area. You can see I've been running the EBF for a while because now I've got weakness, slowness, and mining fatigue. So it has been chewing up quite a bit because I needed to make basically three stacks plus an extra 12 ingots So that took quite a bit. Here in a second, I'm probably going to empty out the input here from this heavy fuel, remove the light fuel cells, and make this, I've got the lapis right here, I've got enough cans, and I've got this chemical reactor that I can use with the hydrogen and oxygen, and I'm going to basically make distilled water here, turn it into the IC2 coolant, and then pump it out into, oh, I've got the tank right over here. Let me go ahead and actually grab that because I will need it shortly. I may go ahead and allow this thing to run one more set because I do want to have quite a bit of diesel fuel built up just here in this guy so that I can get everything, make sure that I have enough power to get through all of this stuff. So I'm going to be doing that. Once I am done, I'm going to go ahead and finally rip up all this stuff, and that's when you'll see me start to move stuff over to the new base, and this base will be completely torn down at that point. So I will catch y'all later. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and call the video here, and when you join me in the next video, I should have that benzene setup done. I may have my 2 farms set up and running, and a Project Red setup up and running. Basically, I'm going to try and get my LV lines back up and online so that I can make a ton of these storage drawers, and then I want to take those storage drawers and throw them into that PR storage room that I have marked out. This guy right here, PR storage. I want to start packing that guy full of these storage drawers as a holdover until we get to AE2. I do like using AE2, so I don't like the fact that these guys actually cause extra lag, having them visually show up on here. Even when you're far away, those icons right there take quite a bit of rendering, so I like to hide them until I can get to AE2, and once we get to AE2, just do away with these guys. I don't really particularly care for seeing them, since it can affect my graphics frame rate. So anyway, that is on the list. I'll go ahead and call the video here, and when I catch you again in the next video, we'll have basically this base abandoned and the other base up and running. In the meantime, I am working on collecting all of the rest of these plants. I did finally get my live root. I'm now working on the creeper weed, and I have one of my 2 of these Gods of Thunder, which is a thorium leaf. This is probably another one right here. Hey, there we go. Perfect. So that actually makes 2 of them now. If I pop open the scanner, I can scan this guy real quick. What is this guy? That one's corium. I did get lucky and I got a corium, which gives me cow leather, so I can plant that and in the future get cow leather. But for the meantime, there is my 2 God of Thunder seeds. And then the only stuff I really have left, I'd really like to get this creeper reed duplicated. And I found that once these guys grow to size 4, you actually have a chance at breeding them. And so now that I've got those up, I'm going to take my time and try and get multiples of these magic metal berries so that I can start harvesting the thaumium nuggets and start combining those into thaumium ingots and so on. This guy right here looks like he's, oh, glowing earth coral. I don't really need that. Still wanting that creeper weed. So that might take a bit more time, but as you can see, I've thinned out all my plants as I've gotten duplicates, and of course stuck them into my bag where I have a ton. Argentia, plumbiscus, nickelback, boxia, witherreed, galvania, titania, live root, moss, stickreed, thyme, sugar beet, plumbia, indigo, another set of galvania. If I didn't, yeah, I've got 2 of them there because this is the most important guy. This is the guy I want to replicate as quickly as possible to use with my sphalerite so I can get gallium. So these guys are very important. I want to get them up and running first. I've got some blaze reed, faru, more sugar beets, spider nip, copon. I got 2 sets of copon because I can never have enough copper. Olivia, stickreed, more stickreed, maybe. I don't know if I read those off already. Blaze reed, which I definitely wanted. Eye bulbs, stagnium, the god of thunder, and then these one-offs right here that I'm going to try and duplicate once I get the farm a bit further along. They're just kind of ones that I will have to work to duplicate. So I will see you all in the next video, and until then,